Have you ever wondered what challenges company face with time and what they need to do to overcome these challenges? To find the answers to these questions, please watch the video till the end. Hello everyone, my name is Subhajit Ganguly, and in this video we will discuss about the product life cycle and its different stages in detail.
You are watching the YouTube channel EduPro Train. Kindly subscribe the channel, click on the bell icon, like and share the video and comment below.
All products have a life cycle. The life cycle of a product has been derived from the life cycle of all living things. For example, we humans pass through different life stages. Firstly, we are born, then we pass through our childhood, after that youth, then manhood or womanhood, then we pass through our old age, and ultimately death. Similarly, products too have definite life stages. Each stage of the product passes through different challenges and opportunities of the company, because of which the product requires different marketing, financial, manufacturing, purchasing and resources strategies at each stage. The product life cycle curve is portrayed as bell-shaped curve representing the product sales over a period of time. The curve is divided typically into 4 stages. Number 1, introduction stage. Number 2, growth stage. Number 3, maturity stage. And number 4, decline stage. There are several exceptions when the product life cycle may not follow this path. There are products that show a sharp growth and decline, such as fashion-related products, and there are products that remain in indefinite maturity and in fact may never face a decline. For example, commodities like steel, cement and food grains, where demand remains inelastic relative to other products. Now let us discuss each stage of product life cycle in detail. Number 1, introduction stage. Once a product has been developed, the first stage is its introduction stage. In this stage, the product is being released into the market. During the introduction stage, marketing and promotion are at a high, and the company often invests the most in promoting the product and getting it into the hands of consumers. It is in this stage that the company is first able to get a sense of how consumers respond to the product, whether they like it or not, and how successful the product may be. However, it is also often a heavy spending period for the company, with no guarantee that the product will pay through sales. Costs are generally very high and there is typically little competition. The principal goals of the introduction stage are to build demand for the product and get it into the hands of consumers, hoping to later cash in on its growing popularity. This stage is a period of slow growth and may not necessarily be a smooth upward trajectory. Some sales ups and downs may be witnessed. Usually, there is only one partnering firm in the market, and because of the heavy expenses incurred on gaining product acceptance with the customer, profits are non-existent. This is also a period of learning for the pioneer, as the acceptance of the product in the market and the product performance are big questions despite the vast amount of product testing carried out earlier. This is why firms adopt wait and watch policy, as they prefer to learn at the expense of the pioneer. However, the wait and watch strategy has its own demerits, as pioneer firms are quickly able to reap the rewards of the first mover advantage and enjoy higher perceived quality from the customers. Number 2, the growth stage. The growth stage is characterized by a sharp growth in sales, entry of competitors, and profit. The sharp growth in sales is not only because of the success of the product, but because of the combined efforts of all firms present in the market to develop and grow the market. As customer gets familiar with the product, different needs levels and motivations emerge, which is the right time to segment markets. The product in the growth stage is typically modified to improve functions and features. As the market expands, more competition often drives prices down to make the specific product competitive. However, sales are usually increasing in volume and generating revenue. Marketing in this stage is aimed at increasing the product market share. The growth stage itself needs to be viewed in 2 parts, as early growth stage and later growth stage. This is because although this stage continues, the challenges that companies face in the early growth stage are quite different from on the challenges that companies face in the later part of the growth stage. Early growth stage. Marketing strategy in early growth stage focuses on gradually shifting from building primary demand for the product category to building selective demand for its brand and to build market share. The key marketing objectives in the early growth stage are as follows. Number 1. Building a selective demand. Number 2. Market segmentation. Number 3. Building market share through market penetration. And number 4. Incremental innovations. Later growth stage. During the later growth stage of the product, as product offtake increases, companies rapidly expand production capacities and continue to do so throughout this stage. The profit opportunities in the industry attract newer competitors who bring additional capacity to the industry. In addition to focusing on product value, additions and brand preferences, companies now have to emphasize on cost competitiveness in all aspects of their operations. As pricing and margins come under immense pressure, companies have to effectively compete on providing value better than competitors. The capacity additions seen through the growth stage become excess capacity as soon as the growth rate of the market slows down. As a result, weaker companies, those that possess no competitive advantage or lack a clean business strategy for the market, will be forced to exit or sell out. The stronger firms will try to improve their competitive positions through rationalization of their product lines and prices, and at the same time look for newer growth opportunities or market segments to target. Newer firms may once again be attracted by the renewed opportunity in the industry and may enter the industry at this stage. Number 3. Maturity stage. The first sign of the beginning of maturity stage is market saturation. Most prospects own the product, therefore market growth rates, sales and profits begin to decline. In fact, a decline in profits seems to be sure now. Price competition now becomes intense, and with rapid commoditization of the products, all competitive attempts to achieve and hold brand differentiation now involve making finer and finer differentiations in the product or customer services, images, etc. This phase is marked by intense competition, as it seems that firms can now only grow by taking away market share from a competitor. Price wars, distribution wars, and communication wars becomes commonplace now. Efficiency and profit generating ability becomes major concerns for the companies. The key marketing objectives of the firms to sail through this stage are as follows. Number 1. Rationalization of product lines to maintain profitability. Number 2. Finding new avenues for growth. Number 3. Improved efficiency of marketing operations. Number 4. Decline stage. The start of the decline stage is marked by the introduction of newer technologies or products that will replace the old. The decline phase for an existing product sets in gradually only when the newer technology or product gains market acceptance. This phase is marked by falling sales, absolute decline in profits, and a shift in consumer tastes and preferences. When falling sales cannot be reversed, management focus shifts to disinvesting the business. Key marketing objectives in the stages are as follows. Number 1. Exit strategies from the category. Number 2. Maintain support for existing levels. Number 3. Reduce investment levels. Number 4. Improve short-run profitability. Now, let us discuss on some examples of product life cycle. A classic example of the scope of the product life cycle is the typewriter. When first introduced in the late 19th century, typewriters grew in popularity as a technology that improved the ease and efficiency of writing. However, new electronic technology like computers, laptops, and even smartphones have quickly replaced typewriters, causing their revenues and demand to drop off. Overtaken by the companies like Microsoft, typewriters could be considered at the very end of their decline phase, with no sales and drastically decreased demand. Now, the modern world almost exclusively uses desktop computers, laptops, or smartphones, which in turn are experiencing a growth or maturity phase of the product life cycle. Many of us probably grew up watching or using VCRs and DVDs, but they are not found in anyone's home these days. With the rise of streaming services like Netflix and Amazon, VCRs have been effectively phased out and are deep in their decline stage. Once groundbreaking technology, VCRs are now in every low demand and are assuredly not bringing in the sales they once did. The rise of electric vehicles shows more of a growth stage of the product life cycle. Still, while the electric car isn't necessarily new, the innovations that companies like Tesla have made in recent years are consistently adapting to new changes in the electric car market, signaling its growth. While AI has been in development for years, it is continually pushing boundaries and developing new products that are in the introduction stage of the product life cycle. Amid dozens of new products, even AI-infused robots or autonomous vehicles are very much in a development stage in the market, as their products are still being tested and adopted in the market by consumers. The product life cycle is a tool which is used to analyze the life cycle of different product categories or technology. The key lesson from this is that the firms have to evolve different product strategies and manage for profitability as the product passes through the different stages of product life cycle. I hope that the product life cycle is clear to you now. Thanks for watching.